In this video, I want to talk to you about addiction. I want you to think about what you are addicted to. And this video came about because I was talking to someone who was thinking that people who are addicted are less than. Talking to this young lady made me think about how we avoid people who are addicted. We treat them like outcasts. We don't include them. And I get it, right? But for me, addiction is so much more than sex or porn or gambling or drugs or alcohol. Addiction is judging, being critical, eating sugar, drinking sodas, overeating, food. It's all these things that we don't put in the same category as we do drugs, sex, gambling, food. Drugs, alcohol. We don't put these in the same category. But the truth of the matter is addiction, and it affects us all. No one has escaped it, right? We're all addicted to something, no matter what it looks like on the outside. We are all addicted. And I think, we do people a disservice if we exclude them because they're addicted to, say, for example, sex or gambling. And until you go through it, you don't understand. Until you realize that you're going through it or that addiction has affected you, you don't realize how important it is to have compassion on people who are addicted, and that we're no better than anybody else, right? What I see is that if we're not addicted to something that people can see, for example, if we're addicted to drugs or alcohol, maybe it's more visible, right? Whereas if we're addicted to maybe being critical or judgmental or making excuses or blaming, we think that we're better. But what I want you to think about is addiction is tough, right? It is. There is a certain level of compassion that needs to be had for people who are addicted, regardless of what they're addicted to. And what I know for a fact is that if we're not addicted to gambling, sex, porn, alcohol, drugs, whatever it is, we can thank God that His protection and covering has been over us, right? But there's a level of responsibility that needs to be had. I think there is a level of compassion, a level of gratefulness to God for His grace and His mercy, but a level of compassion for people who are addicted. Not because I think that we don't realize how close we could have been, right? If you've ever smoked weed, it was just, or whatever it was, if you ever drunk alcohol, whatever it was, it could have been laced with something that was addictive, right? It's just the person who is hooked on crack, they did it one time and then they were addicted. And they weren't, to me, a person who was addicted to whatever it is, a substance it is, we all thought that we went into it not planning to be addicted, right? We went into it, maybe we thought we were going to have a good time, we were going to try it one time. We didn't know that this sugar that's in soda or this sugar that's in the cupcake was going to make us addicted to sugar. We didn't know that if we are critical of somebody, that it's easy to be critical of somebody, right? It's easy. It's easy to talk about somebody else. It's easy to judge somebody else. But what I realized is that addiction is tough. And once you take that first, I don't know what they call it when you do crack, but once you do that, you thinking that I'm just going to do this, I'm going to go. You're thinking I'm going to do this and it's going to be my escape. But instead of, we don't realize that once we do it, we're going to be addicted. We don't care what anybody else says. We think we're exempt, right? We think we can do this crack this one time, this cocaine this one time, this marijuana this one time. We think that we can drink this alcohol this one time. We think that our problems, we just need to escape from our problems. Instead of thinking about, how can I solve this problem? We think, I'm going to go and drink this alcohol and it's going to make me feel better. It's going to help me. We have to realize that addiction is real. It doesn't matter what you're addicted to. It affects us all, no matter what. Whether you overeat, if you overeat, then your body shows that you overeat, that you practice gluttony. So it's just, you can pick your poison. It doesn't matter. Alcohol, it doesn't matter. Addiction is real. It affects us all. Nobody is exempt. Nobody's better than anybody else. We're all the same. It's just that if you have an addiction where people can visibly see it, people judge you, right? They make all these assumptions and they don't know the story. They don't know what happened, this person got addicted to this, whatever this thing is. So I say practice compassion. I say that if you see somebody who's addicted, we ought to be praying on our knees to help somebody. We ought to be talking to, and I get it, right? I've seen the extremes, and you want to just throw your hands up and leave this person alone that's addicted to whatever it is. We think, how could you? What were you thinking? But we do the same thing, right? We're addicted to this sugar, this judging, this critical. How could we talk about somebody? And it was only God's favor, his covering, his protection that kept us from being addicted to this certain thing that seems so bad. But being judgmental is bad too. Being critical is bad too. So we gotta show compassion to people. We gotta be praying. We gotta be helping people. We gotta consider how God's grace and mercy kept us. And I think that's what we forget about God's grace and mercy, how he kept us every day of our lives, that he didn't let us be strung out on he didn't let us be homeless. He protected us. He kept us. He watches over us. He loved on us. Not that he didn't do it for somebody else. I'm just saying for us, we know he did. We can see it visibly how he helped us. So just something to be thinking about today is please be compassionate to people who are addicted. Please consider their story, the things that you don't know. We make assumptions, but we don't know the story. So just something to be thinking about today. Don't be judgmental. Don't be critical. Just have compassionate. Be compassionate towards people who are addicted to whatever it is they're addicted to.